Blessings and shalom, everyone. It's Tuesday. I thank God. I had my cousin. He was resting, with the Lord. Whatever God's will was to take him back. And I'm able to accept it. My family was able to accept it. We had a beautiful celebration of his life. My big gentle giant. I'm going to miss those talks with him, just sitting there. And I know he can glean from my wisdom, me being the older, because I think I had him by 11 years. But I thank God, the time that we have. That's why we never know the hour or the time that it'll be our time is up. You have to make a mark while you're here, where you can be like Beyonce. You were here. I was here. I lived. I loved. And I was here. I left a mark. And you know what? And can't nobody leave a mark just like God created and crafted you to. And that's why he don't have no regrets. And when you done did what God told you and lived for people and loved on people, you won't have regrets. It's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. Like I told him after I spoke at his funeral. God had gave me a cousin that was much fuller wisdom. He had a peace about him. Well, when you get on the wrong side of him, just like me, if I see you trying to manipulate him, get on the wrong side of me, you'll see the other side of me. And it's not going to be that nice side. God taught me how to not ever let nobody take advantage of you. And I teach my children that too. Because if you fall for anything, you'll fall for something that anybody brings you. And when you see a jack is a jack and a spade is a spade, you can't call it. We on that level. Me and him was on that level. And you know what? And that's how I am when God gives me a word to speak to a person. They may not. Some people don't receive soft words. I learned that during ministering and counseling, helping people, and they just don't. They just stiff neck, hard head. Some of them just got bound up, mind binding spirits, blind blocking spirits, all kinds of stuff going on with these people. All you can do is pray about it, leave them to God, and keep it moving. It's too many. This is a mission field. Every time I ride out down the street, even at the funeral, even at the repast, it was a mission field. You look at these women, and a lot of women think they got to show all this to be beautiful. They got to put all this makeup on, put all these colors in their hair, and it's just ridiculous. You don't have to do all that. That's what God taught me. A little, just like you don't need much, because your beauty is going to shine outside, from the inside to the out. The outer is just the shell, just like when he was laying there at that funeral. That was the shell of his body. The real him, the soul, is gone. It went back to our Father, and that's where his really eternal resting spot will be at. And you have to know. And you know what? When I was talking, and that's what I hadn't paid much attention, because I already could feel the scenery, and I could go in a place and I could just feel that things ain't gonna end up right or it ain't go right. So the enemy thought they was going to stop me from speaking at my cousin's funeral, which I know I can speak from my heart. I don't have to write this old thing down and try to put this old magnificent speech. And and the crazy thing about it, everybody up there cried. They couldn't even finish their remark or a poem or whatever. And the enemy has a way of just showing up and showing and gets showed off. God said, "He who laughs laughs best." So yesterday I got up there. God said, "Don't." And my sister was like, that's the same pastor that was at our aunt's funeral, and he didn't know her than the man in the moon. He tried to preach at a funeral. Why would you try to preach to grieving people that done lost their loved ones? God, when the people ready to take Jesus and receive Jesus, most of the time is that when they're hit rock bottom. Some people need to hit rock bottom at this hour to decide and know that you need Jesus in your life. I'm not going to throw that. I remember when God had got me, that's that religious spirit trying to throw them down your throat. They're going to watch how you live and watch how you do this. That's why I said when I use my religious spirit at the church, my religious form, that's the reason why I'm against that shot. People are not going to know, because when you see me, you would never think I'm very Christian. I'm very born again. That's against what God told me to do. God told me my body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. That means he's going to make sure my body is going to be sustained, period. And, I'm going to shock them, because you're going to see this person that you thought that was quiet, that was this. You never know where God places people at. And most of the time, he could place his people in a spot, and the only reason your spot or your place or you're prospering because he placed one of his children in your life. And you know, wherever you put your feet to tread upon, you already have authority over that. So I don't worry about that. I don't worry about the slave Egyptian captivity mindset that says if you don't get that shot, you're gonna lose your job. You know, that job, I got that job through God. He put me in that place and season because there was nobody sowing into the ministry. He was birthing out of me, being on Facebook so many years when I wanted to give up. You know, he continued to push me. You know, that's why it's Angelique Chronicles. This is a different side of Angelique, of getting to know Angelica for who she is, not because anything grace over her life. I am me. You know, that's why sometimes people say, who are you? I am who I am. You know, God crafted me and gifted me to be who I am. And I'm not going to alter who I am for anybody, a job or anything, a friendship or relationship. You know, because God, when God places a person in my life to be my help me, my Adam is going to know me. He's going to know me and I'm going to know him. And he's going to know when he see his Eve is going to be his rib of his rib and bone of his bone. I'm going to be that person that going to be his rock. You know, Adam may go and go work all day and night, but that's why he come home. He's going to know that his Eve got him, you know. And I pray, God, that, you know, whatever it is with your children, you give them their Adam, their new Adam. We don't want the old Adam, because the old Adam is fleshy, carnal, and it's not led by the Spirit, you know. But the born again, the new manifested Adam, he's going to be exactly what God had made him to be before Eve altered Adam by getting him to do something that God was saying. The forbidden fruit was not eating from fruit from a garden. I think it was having some type of sexual act with the devil, or doing something that God wouldn't have been against, and he had tricked him to do. And I still think that to today. And the Baptist church didn't never tell you the truth when you raised up, and had me thinking it was apple. And that's crazy. Just like people would say, Santa Claus bringing your children toys. Why are you giving anything, pagan or not? God had taught me about the holidays. Don't be so religious to not be celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these pagan holidays. We know they are. But what kind of heart are you giving God when you're doing it? Are you serving Jesus in your heart, your mind, and soul? Or are you serving the devil where you already know? And one thing, people should be giving people stuff all year round. Anybody that knows me, I'm always buying myself something all year round. I'm giving somebody something all year round. My kids, I'm buying them something all year round. So Christmas really is just another day to me, because that's something I naturally do anyway, and people don't do that. So that's why I guess they probably had to invent Christmas, because they don't just do those things out of the goodness of their hearts just to help somebody or just to please a person and let them know you appreciate them. And that's all people need every now and then. That's why I thank God that it's an aura around me, that you can talk to me, you can be you. And you don't have to be a fake person in front of people like you meet with so many people. And you know, it's a shame though, just that half of the time you never meet the real person until you talk to them and get to know them. And then you'll see that really a lot of people are really broken. Their traumatic childhood has destroyed them. And you know, it's going to take the grace of God to heal that person, because anytime you accept less than what God has told you that you deserve, you have a problem. You need some healing and deliverance, because that's one thing I ain't finna settle. And that's why I have always taught on Facebook, don't settle, because God would never give you something low that's not complimenting you. You know, every relationship, every friendship should compliment you. And being unequally yoked would be the deal breaker. And that's where God said he's going to show you if you're in his will or not, because if y'all unequally yoked, you're not in his will. You did something out of your will, your fleshiness, because you didn't want to be alone, or you just want to satisfy the lust of your eye and the pride of life that got you to doing that. And that's why people get mad and they may say this and that, and say you stuck up, you boozy. No, I'm not stuck up or boozy. I just know at this time in my life I have no more time to waste. I know exactly what I want. The devil can't trick me to get off of what God told me I am and who I want, what I want and look for and expect in a relationship, you know. And they teach you this thing, men can't cry, men can't be emotional. Yes, you do. That's what God have, that intimacy in a relationship. Just like God, like my personal relationship with God is intimate and close, where he's able during the years to speak to me, you know, and closeness like that. You know, he's going to get you in a relationship with that person that God ordained for you to just as close as he is, because that's who's going to give you away. A lot of people say the Father give you away, but when you don't have a father in your life that's capable, God is going to give you away to that man or that woman. You know, and he's not going to give him to somebody that he knows doesn't deserve his, you know, his child. He's not going to do it. He'll make it where so much turmoil go on and everything will never go right. And that's what I didn't used to know when he was trying to tell me, no, that's not for you, Angelique. No. And you know, I learned the hard way. You know, sometimes when you get into something, it's hard to get out of it. And I thank God that he got me out of that bad relationships, any of them, the marriage, you know. And a lot of people don't want to let you go. You'll find them stalking you, you'll find them watching you. But when I was with you, you didn't want me. That's why they said when I was up, you wanted me, and now I'm up here, and I'm not down where you saw me at when you thought I was all down and out. No, I ain't getting nobody. You can't ride with me on my low spot. You definitely ain't gonna ride with me when I get up to my kingdom spot. You know, that ain't gonna happen. You know, and that's how I choose my friends and my people in my circle at this hour. And that's why I always self-back God and say, show me where you got me for this new beginning. God been showing me new beginnings. 8. He been showing that 22, that 44 to let me know I'm hearing you. Because I saw it on my finances and my credit card. After I buy something, he'll always confirm. That's why I said, God, you have never used numbers with me until this year. And that's how he said, I heard your prayer. And I'm bringing forth what you asked me for. Just be patient, Angelique. Time will tell. Just continue to do what I asked you to do. And that's why I've always done. Continue to doing the work of the Lord. And working while it's day or night with me. And I was just so tired yesterday, so I shared my videos and I had my fan on, and you couldn't hear me because the fan was in back of where my selfie thing with that holds my phone was. And I was like, I'm going to get this word out, because if I didn't get that word out, tired or not, I'm going to forget it, and I didn't write it down. But you know, God was saying it is complete. That Jericho wall has fallen in your life. Every bad relationship, every bad marriage, every bad friendship, everything that went wrong in your life this year, God said he's bringing it to a new level in 2022. You have to prepare for it. And a lot of us, we've been preparing for many years to get where God is going to take us into 22. And that's what the devil was so pitted against you to hinder you, to destroy you, is before you get to where God has for you. And until your time comes, the devil can't take you out of here. It's on God's timing. Even with my cousin, it was on his timing. He took him back where he needed to go. He didn't want him suffering no more. You know, that COVID-19 ain't no joke. Like I got my mask, I'm finna go in the store right now. When my cousin got that, I was like, okay, because you know, he's always around family. He's always around people. He's a people person. God brought him with that gathering spirit like he gave me. And so many that people gather around us just because of the presence that we bring to an atmosphere. And I'll be cautious, you know, because I'll keep my mask on. You know, regardless of what's said, you know, regardless of anything, I'm wearing my mask out in public. And I'm praying God is going to always protect me, you know, protect my family. And, you know, you just have to continue to hold on. That's all I said. Continue to hold on. I wasn't going to do no videos, but I said, okay, I'm going to do the videos over, because you probably can't hear me. Because I had just came in on my one YouTube. I had just came in from a long day. 3 hours of sleep. I left work early just to get 3 hours of sleep to be at my cousin's funeral. And that's one thing he will always say, is Tina coming, you know. And that made me feel good, because he loved my presence that I brought to that atmosphere of peace. And I've always been me. I have never been bougie around people. I could be me. Talkative, laugh, got that funny side of me. So if you watch and hear me in the back of the one video when we was laying on at the grave site, that was me talking, because my daughter, she talked this big old stuff. She can sing her butt off. She sing all in the house. And you was like, I'm going to sing this, I'm going to sing that. But when I was like, okay, get up and sing, it's like she got cold shoulders because you saw 200-some people. No, God gifted you to sing, and that, so when you sing and everybody started getting up and tapering her, because you would never look for a small, short woman to be that strong at her age to sing as strong, because everybody can't pull Beyonce off on the song. She sung I Was Here and dedicated to her cousin, and Heaven. Heaven was waiting on him by Beyonce. That's what it's called, Heaven. So I got to add that to my list on my driving music. you know. And I just pray that Beyonce give her life to God, you know. And you know, she's so gifted. How could you be so gifted and you sell your soul out for some money? I don't care if I have a crowd of 532 people. I can't do that. Like I told God when I got in this, that's why he was why I noticed he won't anoint and give so many people because he can't trust you. You know, because I had made that promise to him no matter what. Matter if I have a small following, a big following, I'm going to be me. I'm going to speak exactly what you tell me to say. And a lot of people may get offended, but it is what it is. You know, God said it, and I'm going to speak it for him on this earth and let it go out to this atmosphere. Like, you know, and God is always with me, you know, and that's why I don't worry about what's this and that and whatever, do this and that. And that's why I say I hated that video I came across when I got up early on YouTube. This lady, she does the same thing. She says she encourages, she mentor women, she do all this stuff. This is stuff that I did on Facebook for years myself. But you know, my gifts make rooms for me, and that's where my gift is. That's where my money is. That's what God always said. I always told you your gifts make room for you. So that's why I'm not going to get on everybody's YouTube and comment, because I know for a fact my wisdom always going to attract and lead people to that page. But that's not my avenue. I'm going to take my avenue and be on my avenue. And if you want to follow me, you come to my pages. It's going to be Angelique Chronicles 1, Angelique Chronicles 2, Angelique Chronicles 3. I'm so gifted, I did this in less than 2 months, all those videos. You know, it ain't nothing to me to do that, because if you look on Facebook, a lot of those posts, I would post for hours and hours and hours. That's why my fingers bother me on my hand so much, because I had to post. God didn't release me to do video, you know. He wanted to let his voice, his sound be heard on this earth, and it was through his vessels. And you know, they're not just vessels of regular, they're vessels of honor. God have honored vessels of praise. And you know, we are able to honor him and praise him through our creativity, through our love, through our everything that he has given us. And don't ever neglect prophesying. That's what a lot of people, that gift of spirit of prophecy is the gift he asks us to want to convey. But a lot of people want to convey it illegally, and they get jealous because they are not prophetic and they don't have that gift of prophecy. God don't just get that to everybody. He has to trust you. And it's not being a psychic, it's not being all this divination stuff that people doing and saying God, knowing God ain't in that. That's the devil got you deceiving people, taking their money. But God said his judgment is so many at this hour, and it's time for them to repent and change. You know, and the devil just laughing at you. Anytime the devil can make you think you serving God and you serving him on the low, doing the things that he does that has no character of Christ, you are deceived. And that's why I at this hour I'm glad I'm able to rest in this last part of this year, like he always give me the time to rest. But he always gave me a time to come on there and encourage people. And you know, just know that God has this. God got you and God got me. Until next time, be blessed. Blessings and shalom.